to yourself, she looks extra tan and glittery today. I know. Okay, I know it's a little orange, trying something new. Okay, I don't want to hear it. The hands are giving Michaela Noguera, but that is okay. Welcome to today's video. If you couldn't tell, behind me, I have the entire Buffin lineup. Now I want to make one thing very clear before I get into this video. I actually purchased all of these with my own money. I do have a code for Buff Chick and Hummus Fit, but that does not mean that I get everything for free and can have unlimited food and muffins. I wish that were true, but it is not. For the sake of this video, I did purchase every single one of the Buffins with the exception of the gluten-free muffins. I think they have 3 flavors of gluten-free, and honestly, that's just not a necessity for me right now. And of course, if you are gluten-free, then you only have those 3 options to choose from. So I don't feel like it's as overwhelming as the 20 that are behind me. So in today's video, what I'm going to be doing is breaking down the macros, the taste, the texture, filled or not filled, and we are going to tier these Buffins into a tier. And I just recently started seeing some of these videos on TikTok recently, and the tier is basically S is at the top for super, A is amazing, B, C, D, and F. So there are those tiers that the muffins can fall into, and I'm gonna be rating them based on mostly like macros for what you're getting, and then of course, taste. Obviously, I know everyone has different taste buds, but I feel like, you know, I take my food recommendations very seriously, and if you've been around for a while, I think that like we've built up this trust, mutual trust, I think. So hopefully you will agree with my ratings in this video, but if not, maybe you've just been wondering about like, what's the deal with these Buffins? So we're gonna break all of that down in today's video. So without further ado, let's get on into it. Hey, what's your favorite Buffin?
Mine are the mousse one, the brownie one, and I think now the Biscoff.
Yeah, Biscoff is so good. Okay, no, we're not eating these in here, first of all. I didn't place these in any particular order. We're just gonna go down the line. So first Buffin up on the chopping block is the chocolate mousse cookie. So this is another thing too, just as a side note, I don't like that on their website, they don't have like a detailed description of what the base flavor is of the muffin versus like what's on the top of it and if it's filled or not filled. That is one critique that I wish that they would change, is just like being more detailed with what's actually in the muffin, the flavors, the texture, you know what I'm saying? Like, because the brownie one, which obviously we'll get to, is significantly different than like some of the other ones, and they all have different bases. Okay, anyways, chocolate mousse cookie. This is the first one. So this one is a more like subtle chocolatey flavor, and it is a chocolate muffin throughout. And then on top, like with this mousse cookie, I think what they were trying to do was take like a chocolate chip cookie and basically crumble it and press it all over the top of the muffin. That's what I feel like this one is supposed to be. The inside of this one has a chocolate mousse, and it's a very fluffy, kind of like Cool Whip-esque mousse that's light and not overwhelming, not super rich. It's not like the filling in the Boston cream one. It's super, super light and whipped. So I really like this one. Macros on this one: 370 calories, 27.1 protein, 45.8 carb, which this is another thing. That's just me being picky. I wish they would just round it up, because like 45.8 carb is basically 46 carbs, 9.2 fat, and 1 fiber. This one I think has a pretty good macros for the whole muffin. I know some of you guys have asked me that in the past, if the macros are for half the muffin or for the whole muffin, and this is not a Lenny's and Larry's situation. The macros are for the entire muffin, which is great. Now I will also say, I personally, I've told you guys this before, I cut them in half, and it obviously doubles the amount of muffins that I get because they're really filling. Like, I have a hard time eating a whole one, so I like half of a Buffin for a post-workout or pre-workout. The chocolate mousse cookie, I personally am gonna put this one in A tier. Next up is the banana chocolate chip muffin. Now, I just got a flashback to banana muffin, strawberry, chocolate chip.
Muffin. Banana, orange, peach, strawberry.
I swear to God, if any of you know what that is, please comment. This is a newer flavor, and I will say I had higher expectations for this muffin. I thought that it was gonna be filled with some type of chocolate mousse or cream or something like that, but this one is not filled. The flavoring of the actual muffin is banana, because I think that they had a chocolate monkey cookie or something like that I was confused as to why they had banana chocolate chip and chocolate monkey cookie or something like that. But this one is just that. It is a banana flavored muffin with chocolate chips, not filled. Calories 370, protein 27, carbs 42, and 12 fat with 2 fiber. So this one I feel like I don't fully understand how this one has as much fat in it as it does. You would think that like it had some peanut butter. Don't do it, dude. Higher fat. I would expect this one to have 8 or 9, similarly to the chocolate mousse. So I don't fully understand that. I also just want to say, if I find out that these macros are not accurate, I swear to God, I'm never buying anything from an online company again. Banana chocolate chip, in my opinion, like if we're doing smash or pass, I'd say pass on this one. It's definitely not my favorite unless you are somebody who just like really loves banana chocolate chip, you know? I do think this one would be better warmed. I will say that. Also, I don't warm all of these. I personally like the filled ones to be refrigerated. It's just personal preference. I know a lot of you guys that order these and put them in the microwave, but I think there's like specific flavors that should be in the microwave, and this is one of them. For this one, for me in particular, I'm gonna give this one a C tier. And next up on the list is a strawberry jelly filled donut. Now this one I really, really like. It obviously has a jelly filling, just like the powdered sugar donuts that you would get at Dunkin' Donuts, and they really nailed it with the top of this muffin in my opinion. So the base is definitely more of like a plain vanilla, like their standard muffin base, but the top of that powdered sugar is so good, like so good. And I love the strawberry filling. Obviously, if you like strawberry filling or like strawberry jelly donuts, you will love this. I think they nailed the taste of this one. The macros on this one, 334 calories, 26 grams of protein, 45.4 carb, and 6 fat with 1 fiber. As you can see, they're relatively all within the same calorie range, just slightly up or down depending on carbs or fats. And you know, this is kind of like what I would expect the banana chocolate chip one to be with 6 grams of fat. There's not a lot of fat in this one. And if you have half, you're only having like a 3 gram of fat pre-workout or post-workout snack, which is fantastic. So I really like this one. I personally think that this one is an A tier as well. I just think that it's not overly sweet, and I really love this one. Next up we have a blueberry. This is the blueberry muffin. I will say I don't like this one. This is not my favorite. It is so plain and so dry to me. I don't know, they just like really didn't do great with this one. I don't know what it is. Maybe it needs to be warm. Like if you warmed this up and put some vanilla ice cream on it, we'd be in business. But like the muffin itself, pretty subpar. Don't think it's worth the price for this one. Calories on this one, 310, 27 grams of protein, 39.3 carb, 6.3 fat, 1 fiber. So a little bit lower of a carb option muffin on this one, and obviously no filling. So, you know, this is more of a plain, like more calorie friendly option, if you will. Not like amazing calorie wise, you know, if you're someone that's on a cut, this might be a higher calorie snack. I feel like obviously for someone like myself who's in maintenance, that doesn't really bother me. But I think if you were someone who's trying to like ration your carbs, this might be a little difficult. All of them would be, in my opinion, but this one is just a little bit more macro friendly. But I'm gonna have to say that I do think this one goes in the D tier. I don't know that I can give it an F, because like, I don't think I can give any of them an F, because either way, they're still great for being protein muffins. They're not gritty whatsoever. They're very flavorful, and I think that they're just a really good snack if you're someone that struggles with getting your protein in, or, you know, just looking for an alternative muffin option. It's great. But I just don't love the flavor on this one. Next up, we have cereal milk. This is like a Fruity Pebbles muffin. And this one, I'm gonna have to also say kind of like hit or miss for me. So the base of this one is definitely just like their plain base, vanilla-y cake batter kind of taste, nothing overly sweet. And then the top is essentially just Fruity Pebbles smushed all over the top. There's no filling on this one. I think they do have a little bit of like Fruity Pebble specks throughout the batter, which is great, but like this is a very one note muffin to me. It's very plain. I don't love it. I think unless you love Fruity Pebbles and you're like a Fruity Pebble freak, you'll love this one. But in general, I don't think that it's like one of their best options in my opinion. So calories on this one, 387 calories, 27.3 protein, 47.3 fat, and 47.3 carb, and 10.8 fat. So interestingly enough, this one does also have a little bit more fat, still 1 gram of fiber. And what I find interesting about these ingredients, right? Like listen to this. Lana's Buffin Muffin Protein Isolate. So they do make their own protein, which I personally haven't tried yet, but obviously it's in the muffins. Milk powder, erythritol, egg substitute, xanthan gum, bleached wheat flour, leavening, fruity pebbles, white chocolate, cereal extract. So I guess the white chocolate is kind of where the fat is coming from on this one, but you don't get a lot of white chocolate in this muffin. In the Pop-Tart one, it's got such a crunchy, chocolatey coating, and this one just like, it didn't hit for me. So I'm gonna give this one a C though, because I don't think it's as bad as the blueberry one or as boring. It at least has a little bit of elevation with the Fruity Pebbles, but still not great. So this is going in C tier. Beastly Cookie Gains. Now this one was interesting to me. This is a newer one as well. And what I was just talking about with like the chocolatey coating one, this one does have a really nice chocolatey coating on the top part of the muffin, but I don't really fully know what the flavor profile was supposed to be on this one, because I know they used agave and a blue agave for the coloring of this muffin, which I think is really cool. But the only thing that's on the inside is kind of like somewhat soft cookie Oreo pieces, but they're not like real Oreo pieces. I'm gonna investigate in the ingredients in 1 second. Oreo and Chips Ahoy crumble. So I think that they probably just like mashed them together in some kind of paste and then used it in with the muffin batter, because it's not a different texture or consistency from the base itself. You know what I mean? So I think that it was maybe supposed to be like a cookies and cream, but then be blue for the blue agave, which like, I mean, that's interesting. I like that, but this one didn't wow me. I had much higher expectations for this one. I was kind of hoping that like the inside would have been filled with like an Oreo cream or something like that. For this one, calories are a little bit higher, 412 calorie, 27 grams of protein, 46.8 carb, and 13 fat. So also higher fat probably due to the chocolate, and 1 gram of fiber. So, you know, I think that this one could have been elevated a little more, but it's definitely a good one. Like it's not, I wouldn't not eat this one. You know, like if I'm in my fridge and I see the blueberry, I'm skipping over the blueberry, but like I'll pick this one, you know? I would say for this one, the tier is gonna be B for this one, because I don't think it deserves a C. It's not that bad, but it's definitely not great. So it's going like mediocre B, a B minus. Okay, so we're finally gonna get to an S tier, super duper amazing, delicious, newer, and probably going to be a limited edition flavor, which really irritates me. I hate when brands do this. I really cannot stand when they release these amazing flavors and they're like, just kidding, we're not keeping them all the time. This is the Biscoff Buffin. I love this muffin. This is my personal favorite. Well, I have 2 favorites really, but this is probably like, they nailed this flavor. Okay, so the base of this muffin is definitely a Biscoff flavor. It's not plain. The entire muffin has a very Biscoff cookie flavor taste, and the top layer obviously has that white chocolate coating with the Biscoff cookie crumbles, which is amazing. But this one is filled with a Biscoff flavored mousse, which I love. And again, similarly to the chocolate mousse cookie one, this one is more of like a light mousse. It's not very heavy. It's not overly sweet. It is so good. Of course, this one being the best, it does have the most calories. So calorie count on this one is 416, 27.5 grams of protein, 50 carb, and 11.8 fat. So basically 12 fat with 1 gram of fiber. And for these, oops, it's leaking. They do actually use Biscoff cookies in this and chocolate wafers with light Cool Whip. So I think that the inside filling being that Cool Whip is why it's so light and refreshing, but the Biscoff flavor is amazing. Like if you're only gonna pick one and you like Biscoff, this is your girl. She's so good. This is absolutely hands down going in the S super amazing delicious tier. Damn, I have multiple back-to-back that are really good. Next up, this is the Boston Chocolate Cream. Now, this one I think is a little controversial because a couple of you who've tried this one said that it was too sweet for you, and I could see how that would be the case because the top layer is completely chocolate. I don't know if it's dark chocolate. Let me hold my speaking here. It is dark chocolate. So the top layer is more rich, decadent, and has that very hard chocolate coating shell to it, and the inside is absolutely a true Boston cream filling. It's exactly like what would come out of a Boston cream donut. So like if you don't like Boston cream donuts, or you think that they're heavy or too sweet, you're not gonna like this one. Personally, I agree in the sense that it's a lot. So this one's one of the ones where I can only eat half at a time. Sometimes like I'll have half of one and I'm like, yeah, I could eat the other half. But like this one, this is a half only kind of girl, you know? I do really like this one though. I think it's so good. The base of it, still pretty plain though. I don't think they did much with the actual base of this muffin, but the filling and the top coating is amazing. So this one, calories 375, 26.5 protein, 47 grams of carbs, and 10 grams of fat with 2 fiber. And for me, I'm gonna put this one in A tier, mostly just because I feel like it is on the sweeter side and I'm not like a really big chocolatey person. So, you know, you have to be a chocolate Boston cream kind of person to love this one and put it in the S tier. So for me, it's going in A. Speaking of chocolatey, we have the double chocolate brownie. Now this one really took me by surprise because like I just said, I'm not a chocolate girly. I would choose vanilla over chocolate any day, even strawberry over chocolate. I just like don't really care unless it's a Reese's cup, but I really, really love this muffin. So the reason is though, the way that they combined the chocolate muffin with like an actual brownie is crazy. Like the pieces of this muffin on the inside are so like sticky brownie that it legitimately tastes like an actual brownie. I don't know how they did it, but this one is so good. So my only thing is I wish that this one had bigger chocolate chips in it. I think it does have some small ones throughout, but it's not overpowering. And there really isn't any like top layer to this one. It's pretty, you know, one note chocolate. If you are a chocolate lover and you love brownies, you will love this one. But again, it is kind of just like one note. For this one, calories are a little bit higher as well. 439 calories, 29.6 protein. So a bit on the higher protein side from the ones we've seen before. 52 grams of fat, I keep saying that, 52 grams of carbs, 12.2 fat and 2 fiber. And I was just gonna check to see, okay, vegetable oil. So that is why. I knew that there was a reason that this one had a different texture to it, and it's because they add vegetable oil to this one in particular. Keep that in mind. That's where some of the higher calories, higher fat is coming from on this one. But in my opinion, the consistency is so worth it. So I'm gonna put this one in B tier though, because I do think that it's super high in calorie for what it is. And like, you could have a protein water and a real brownie for probably less calories. You know what I'm saying? So I do think it's good, but I don't think it's as good as the Biscoff or Pop-Tart. Next up, we have Buff Served. Now, I don't really know why this one is called Buff Served, to be honest with you. Deflated ice cream cone on the top of this is so interesting to me. And I think they were trying to do a confetti birthday cake kind of. And I will say the muffin itself does have a stronger vanilla cake battery taste to it, but it's just sprinkles. This is fat-free cream cheese. That's why Delaney doesn't like this one. So if you don't like cream cheese, not a birthday cake kind of girl, you probably won't like this one. And it's okay. Like personally, I don't like the taste of fat-free cream cheese. I would prefer the real cream cheese. So the calories on this one, 346, 26.9 grams of protein, 35.8 carb, and 11 fat with 1 fiber. This one's okay. I'm gonna put this one in C tier. It's all right. It's just not my favorite. It's kind of take it or leave it. Okay, I knew that there was another banana chocolate one. So this is what I don't understand. Why do we have a monkey business and a banana chocolate chip? Like, what is the difference here? I literally don't understand. They're almost identical, except for this one has significantly less fat. Same kind of thing with a banana base chocolate chips and then like this chocolate drizzle on top. Calories 361, 27 grams of protein, 46.5 carb, 7.5 fat, and 1 gram of fiber. I did like this one. I think the consistency of it is better than the banana chocolate chip. So I don't know if they used the, interesting. No, they didn't. I thought they used vegetable oil in this one because it gives that kind of texture, and the chocolate drizzle on top is pretty good. But again, this is one where like the top is much better than the bottom. I mean, I think that's the case for most muffins anyway. I normally just like take the top off of them, but this one's gonna go in C tier as well. This one also kind of let me down. I don't think that this one was giving what they wanted it to give. So when they advertised it, it was like a they have pictures of the white chocolate and raspberry. So I was like, okay, that's pretty good. But actually, when you taste this one, it just gives so much tart berry because of the filling. It's very, very, very filled. And there's really not much white chocolate. The base of this muffin is very plain, just like their regular base muffins, but the only like white chocolate you get is that very small drizzle on the top, and the filling of the like raspberry filling tastes like the glass jars that I use for my breakfast sandwiches. Like that's exactly what it tastes like. White chocolate chips with white chocolate extract. I think they probably could have done more on the white chocolate extract if they wanted to give it that flavor for the actual base of the muffin, but I don't think that this one did anything, honestly. Like, it was okay. I had high hopes for it and I was let down. I'm gonna go ahead and put this one in the D tier. Okay, this is a top favorite for me, besties. Tart Burst Strawberry. This one is supposed to be a strawberry Pop-Tart flavor. I don't really know that it gives a lot of strawberry Pop-Tart per se, but the white chocolate coating on the top, like that cracking when you cut into it, and then the little sprinkles, ugh, I love this one, and it's filled on the inside with a different type of filling than the Cupid's one I just showed you, because that one is like a very dense preserve kind of thing. And even though this one says strawberry preserves, it's just a different texture. Like, it's not the same as that one. I don't know why, but this one is so good. This is my other all-time favorite. I love this one so much. I hope they never get rid of it, because I'm pretty sure this was a limited edition one as well. And I just love this one so much. This one is obviously going in the S tier for me. Super delicious. And the macros for this one, 355 calories, 26.3 protein, 46.6 carb, 7.5 fat, 1 fiber. And this is just a winner for me. Like, I think it's so good. It's so well-rounded. It's light. It's not overly sweet. It's delicious. The texture of this muffin is so good. It's not dry. I just love it. I love this one so much. This and Biscoff are definitely my top favorites. And then we have the black and white cookie. Now, I think they really nailed it with the top of this muffin. It tastes exactly like a black and white cookie. I don't even really know why, how. I need to put these back in the fridge, by the way. They're getting kind of warm as I've been doing this. But it is dark chocolate and white chocolate with vanilla extract and butter extract, which I think is interesting. So it gives it kind of that like actual cookie batter type taste to it. I think it's so good. I love this one, but I do wish there was a filling to this one, because I think that it could do really well if it was like black and white mousse cookie. I don't know if that would be too similar to the chocolate mousse cookie, but I really think this one could have a very light center of like just the Cool Whip, and it would be so good. I mean, I guess I could just put my own Cool Whip on it if I really wanted to, but I love the top of this one. I just wish the base of it was a little bit better. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and put this one in B tier as well, just because I think that it could be elevated a little bit more, and the macros are also a little bit high for what it is. So 366 calories, 26.7 protein, 41.8 carb, and 10.6 fat. So almost 11 fat for this one, which I'm assuming is obviously just for the chocolate that's on top. Not bad, but not great. Now, the only one that I accidentally ate, because I was like hoarding these muffins for this video, and I thought that I had an extra one of the unbuffables, which is peanut butter and jelly. And that was another one that I had high hopes for, but I just didn't love. I would put that one in C tier also. It's just, it didn't hit for me. I think that they were trying to give it a peanut butter base, but it was very like bland, and it wasn't filled either. So if you've noticed a trend, I like the filled muffins the best. This one, it was just, I didn't love it. And I'm sorry I didn't have it for this video, but of course, as I was filming this video, they released a new one, which is called Leprechaun's Gold, which is a green muffin, and it appears to have Lucky Charms on top of it, Lucky Charm marshmallows. I did not get that obviously in time. That won't be here till next week to try it, but that is obviously a St. Patrick's Day exclusive muffin, so I don't think that it will be around long term. So I highly doubt that one's filled either, so it's probably not going to replace or add to my top favorites of the Biscoff and the Pop-Tart. So anyways, that is my full rundown of the Buffin muffins. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you try them, or maybe if this influenced your decision at all. I appreciate it. And of course, don't forget to give the video a thumbs up and click that subscribe so you never miss Monday with Manders. And I will see you guys in next week's video.